Hey guys, Mintreach here. So there's 4 types of people in the world. The first type is the person who knows exactly what they want to be when they grow up since they were a child. It's pretty rare for someone to remain that loyal, but it happens. The second type is a person who thinks they know what they want to do with their life, but later on realize they don't actually enjoy the life choices they made. They then feel lost, wondering where to go next. The third type is simply the person who just coasts through life while giving no worries or concerns about what will happen next to them. And the last type are people who usually don't know what to do with their own life. They then become confused because they want to do something with their life, but they just don't know what yet. As you're probably aware, most people usually fall under that last category. They want to have some kind of meaning in their life, but they don't know where to find it. So let's take a look into the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl and see how people find some kind of meaning in their own life. During the 1940s, the author Viktor Frankl was detained in a Nazi concentration camp. I won't go too deep in the details because it was a concentration camp. You know he wasn't living in the best conditions. But during his time there, most prisoners will lose hope by either committing suicide or losing the will to live. So how did Viktor Frankl survive? Basically, the prisoners who either committed suicide or lost the will to live did so because they didn't see a reason to live and just wanted to end their pain and suffering right then and there. And there's people like those prisoners today who wander through life wondering what they should do next. They hope some kind of answer will give them hope, but never do anything to make it happen. They just keep wishing and wishing away. But back in that concentration camp, Viktor saw his suffering only as a temporary challenge he had to get through before things got better. And that's how he survived the camp. But the story of his life still applies to people whenever they're trying to figure out what they should do with their life. Although some people give up on life because they no longer see the point to keep going, we have people like Viktor Frankl who see challenges they come across with only as temporary situations to overcome. I know there's middle-aged people around the world regretting their life every day because of their previous life choices and assuming there's nothing they can do about it. So rather than making any changes, they contemplate about the mistakes daily and don't even bother trying to move on in their life. Although people want a life filled with pleasure and fun, it's giving ourselves a meaning every moment throughout the day that gives us the strength to keep pushing forward. Because despite how far we might plan our future, we can't control what happens to us in life. But you can control the way you feel whenever something happens to you. It's like a time I had to write a book, but was nervous because although I had a pretty good idea what it should be about, I wasn't sure what I was doing along the way. I was afraid I might end up changing the plot continuously as I wrote it. After spending several months writing that book, I realized the times I had fun the most was not the planning or the imagining part. Rather, it was writing the book itself as I read along from page after page, sentence after sentence. It was watching myself create an entire world based off my own imagination. Now let's apply this concept to you. Let's say you got fired from a job. You could get angry and punch your boss in the face, but that might end up biting you in the butt later on in the future. Instead, try seeing it as a new opportunity that you can use to jump into something you've constantly thought about. Maybe now that you're fired, you can start that online business you always wondered about. Or maybe you could finally travel to places you always wanted to go to. Whenever anything bad happens to us, it's often tempting to look to the past to help us make sense of what you're facing right now. But understand this, that does nothing more to you but rob you of your present. You begin overlooking other opportunities because you're constantly living in the past. The meaning of your life is going to be different than everybody else in this world. But to just assume you have to give yourself one meaning in life is a stupid idea to embrace. Because there is a good chance that the meaning of your life has dramatically changed since 10 years ago. So why put all your eggs in one basket? Sure, you can give yourself a general idea of what you want to do with your life. Maybe you see your life in the art direction, or maybe in the business direction. but always give yourself some kind of meaning you can use in your life this very moment. And sure, your life might suck right now. You might be broke, overweight, or single. But if someone like Viktor Frankl saw his time in the Holocaust as only a temporary situation, you can too. Instead of complaining that your life isn't going to get any better, be content to where you're at right now because things will get better. This may sound silly, but be happy or at least content with your life even if you're broke as a homeless person, because happiness isn't some kind of prize you have to work to obtain. Happiness is like a gift given to you since birth, and it's being grateful for the things you have now that matters most. It's watching your accomplishments, making other people smile, and watching yourself grow as a human being that gives you happiness. It doesn't matter whether or not you have a passion. Maybe you don't have a passion this moment, but you can still have one later on if you dab into a few hobbies here and there out of curiosity. Remember, you have complete control over your emotions, and no one can control that. And the moment you realize you're the one who can determine how you react upon any situation, the easier you'll feel content with your own life. And that's the basic concept to the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed. If you have any ideas based on a book you'd like to see in the future, or maybe a video idea, be sure to hit a comment below and subscribe. Alright guys, hope you have a great day and thanks for watching and supporting me. Alright, catch you later.